Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hi, everybody.
We are back. Traitors UK Series 3. This is episode 5, the Thursday, January 9th episode. Make sure you like and subscribe here, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all at the Reality Guys. All of your Traitors UK coverage. We also just dropped the premiere episode review for Traitors USA Season 3. We will have the episodes 2 and 3 review out tomorrow night, along obviously with UK episode 6. So make sure you are caught up with all of that with us. We are having a good time. A bunch of traders is a good time to start in January. Brian, this was a nice housekeeping episode. Obviously, the recruitment we had pending from yesterday's episode turns out it was Anna. I thought that was an interesting choice. She sniffed out the reasoning pretty quick, right? They were trying to set her up to end up being a scapegoat. She has been a target already.
Right.
And Brian, I thought, made a really smart choice to say no.
Yeah, no, after like seeing it all play out, it makes sense. I don't think we even said her yesterday, like that she'd be like like maybe just a low prospect. But we weren't like, oh, it's gonna be like I can totally see it.
I think it's because her name came up so much. So in our heads are like, well, they're just not going to target someone. But I understand, I guess, the
Yeah,
theory,
no, it makes sense. It
but
makes sense.
she picked up on it right away, which I thought was smart. Smart, smart, smart. Do you think it was smart or dumb of her, though, not to just mass blast out at the
Yeah,
breakfast?
no, the only reason it's not is because I think somebody did that in another season that we didn't cover that I was watching, and it just didn't go over well. I think like again, like we say, you got to stay quiet in the
Yeah.
beginning. Like if it was like not a lot of people left and there wasn't a murder and people knew who had shields, like I think you can be like, yeah, I think they tried to recruit me, but like I just think that early in the like it's still like episode 5 is still pretty early, and I just think that would have not gone well. Like giving out information that like people were going to distract, are going to like be like, I don't believe you.
One of the real main points, we're not going to get too hung up. The challenge I thought was interesting, Brian. It's kind of that reminds me of like a Mario Party game, honestly. You got to keep selecting the doors, and if you pick the wrong door, a crazy clown comes out and pops it, but you're actually able to radio the doors and the kind of the discerning markers. And for every person that ends up being able to get through the end, you win the £1,000, and the first team to make it through actually is immune, which I thought was cool. I mean, overall, like, any real comments on the challenge?
No, and I think you said Mario Party. It reminds me of that one where it's like you had to do the roulette of the pushing the button for the Bowser bomb. Is that what you're
Yep,
thinking of?
yep.
Yeah, essentially that. Yeah, this challenge is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Like if they
Was a
didn't
little
do well in the
long for
beginning, they would not win.
redundant for what it was to
Yeah,
like viewing wise. I think you could have powered through that a little bit more. But I thought it was good. Who won that?
it was
Leanne.
Leanne. I'm sorry, Leon and Leanne.
Yep, Leon and Leanne. And interesting enough, that was kind of my next point. Is like the one main kind of takeaway I have uh from this episode is just, and we'll obviously talk about the elimination. It's just like this show, especially the UK one, even more so than the US one. Just the random assumptions that lead people to decide that they think someone's a traitor, and then that like some people are just marked from the beginning and just have to continue to fight and defend themselves throughout. A guy like Freddie, right? Freddie's just sitting there and fighting with Liv, and he actually is right. He's like, there is a click between the four of you guys, and it'll be
Mhm.
Tyler, Leon, Leanne, and Liv, right? It's like, yeah, they're you guys are all hanging out together. Like, why does that not make you any more suspicious than me? Like, what have I done? Right? Like, you
Right.
guys are going like facial expressions. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's I think in this meaty this section of the game is when you have nothing, they're just throwing stuff. They're throwing pasta at the wall, hope it sticks. That's literally all it is.
I had some good hope. So the newcomer, the woman, was like with the M, Miranda,
Uh, wait, the one from which one? The one from
the one who came in from the train. The
oh,
late,
it's like Fazia.
yeah, Fazia. Loved her to start, right? Because she was all over Linda, right? And I was
Yeah,
like, let's go, let's go. She's got her. I thought she was going to be like first round table. She could do something. She's going to point it right at her. And then she slipped off into Lisa. And
yeah,
Lisa, the priest who went and made her proclamation that, if I swear to God, it means I'm telling you the truth, which is like, okay, does that mean it's just the rule of the game now? I was like, damn, we were so close, Brian. We were so close because I thought that she was the most suspicious one from the start. She just had the look to me.
Yeah, she got the names are too similar. But we were talking off camera, but like to swear, like when she brought up the thing of like I would never swear on God, that would be a wild lie as an old person to be like, you know what? I can't do it. I'm a priest. I can't swear on God. And like she's like in the confessional, like my fingers were crossed. Hand wasn't on the Bible or something, and she'd get away with it. That'd be a diabolical lie, I think.
I think it would have been great if she was lying about being a priest. That would be great. And she like plays that kind of throughout the season, and she's like being giving people advice, and she's just being very wholesome. And then she just isn't actually a priest.
Like, what if they had a legit like priest on there and he wears like the garb every day and he's not a priest? That's got to
So,
be like a mortal sin,
oh
right?
yeah, I mean, if you are religious, you're like you're messing with you're playing with some fire. But
I mean
for
that would
TV
be that'd be
purposes, I think
crazy
it's very
TV.
funny. TV purposes, I think it's great.
Like wearing the priest like if you know like you know what I mean like just a white little thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be
collar,
that would be crazy TV.
fake priest. See, we're throwing it out there, people. This is
Like a
good.
fake nun, like any of the stuff where it's like you would never dress like that and you're just wearing the same thing every day. That would be like diabolical stuff.
I'm interested to see this challenge and this round of episode when we get to USA.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting because they're not gonna want to walk in the mud.
No,
None of them are gonna want to walk in the mud.
they're also going to fight about who goes early because they're going
Oh
to.
yeah.
It's going
Send
to be.
Tom. It's gonna be Sandoval.
There's so
We'll
such
put a
sad.
feature out on Sandoval being the first one through. He won't have a partner and he'll be the first one through.
He has to make it to episode 3 to do that too. So
Well,
we-
we talked about this another one. I think they're gonna start moving around a little bit because they did like something with that. Like, remember it was like the black funeral or something like that. They did
yeah,
that out of order from the.
yeah, you're right. They did. They will mix a few of them up, but early on, the first like 3 or 4 are probably going to be
Yeah.
the same, and then when we get into like the second, third week, maybe then it'll start to
Mhm.
change. Yeah, we got to talk about the vote, Brian. Obviously, like I kind of prefaced it by the idea that everyone just gets led. You love the idea of the mob slash herd mentality. Um, what did you think of the elimination? What was it? Was Tyler, right?
Taylor.
Taylor. Oh,
Um, Again, I remember when I did my solo, I was like, I don't know anything about this guy. Like he had like no screen time, so it's just pointing fingers at people trying to save your ass is really what it is. It's not like I don't think they made any progress.
no, these people don't know anything.
Yeah.
This squad is not. And obviously last year's UK we had some really good traders and we had some really good players. So I'm not trying to hold them to that standard, but so far.
Yeah, like where's Jake with the Linda stuff? Like he needs to keep hammering that home because they can't get rid of him because like that would show that maybe like they gotta go for Linda. But you know what I mean? Like he needs
What?
to stand strong on that take. Like if he's gonna have it
Yeah.
in episode one, he's got to keep hammering it, at least bring it up once a.
We're big on saying don't speak up early, but if you've already spoken up, you might as well just keep
And you're
blaring.
yeah, if you already spoken up, you're still here. I mean, just put it out there like an inkling. Like didn't a guy do it last year in this?
Yeah, there was a guy. There was
Yeah,
a
man,
couple.
I can't remember his name.
But
Was it
there was
Kaz?
no guy that literally would just bring the dude up every episode.
Was it
It's like,
Nas or something?
something like that. I will go back and look, but it's
Yeah.
like there was a couple of them that just like, no, you're my rival basically, or you're like my
Yeah.
my number one
Was he
suspect.
on Harry or something like that? I think he was on here. Was he on Harry?
I don't
He
want
was
to like,
on whatever he was on. He was on,
yeah,
and he just yeah.
I just don't want to misspeak on it.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm pretty. I
Our
know.
commenters know. People you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I thought overall an okay episode. I did like the end. I did like the denial in the beginning of the episode. I thought it was a great gameplay move. Looking forward to tomorrow night. What do you think? What do you think your
I mean, they're
prediction?
recruiting again, so I mean, it's just really like who that they make it look like they're hitting at Livy, even though like Livy was sad. Like I told you guys at the end of the round table that it would have
Listen to me.
right. So
Again, maybe smart if they're looking for like a meat shield
yeah,
trader because she has drawn attention to herself. So
because now that when they picked Anna, like I wasn't really expecting, so I don't know who they're gonna pick. It's really what it comes. I just don't know.
put your comments, your predictions below. Let us know. Like I mentioned, we are covering Traitors USA season 3 as well. So we have just gotten out the premiere review tomorrow. Friday night, we will have the reviews for episodes 2 and 3, probably together. Check out all of our other shows that we're covering. They're from everything from Bravo to competition reality TV to Barstool to upcoming with The Bachelor. Love Island comes back next week with Love Island All Stars. So plenty of things on both sides of the pond. But until next week, for myself and Brian, thank you so much for watching. Peace.